You want a huge step above a Happy Meal or frozen nugs, then this recipe is for you. This is, I like to call, the adult version of chicken nuggets, although kids love it too. Hey friends, it's Taylor and I am here to help you get happy about food through simple nutrition tips and easy home-cooked meals. But let me tell you why these nuggets are a little bit different. One, they don't have seed oils. Two, no weird additives. The fries are a little bit different from what you're used to, and that's because I use instead of regular potatoes. We're also making homemade ketchup. It's so simple, literally 4 ingredients. You can make it in less than 5 minutes, so why am I still talking? Let's get started. I have all of my ingredients that I'm going to need right on this cutting board here. I like to get them together ahead of time. It just saves a ton of energy running around the kitchen while you're actually cooking.
There's actually a French culinary term for this called mise en place, which basically means everything in its place, or getting all of your ingredients sorted before you actually start to cook.
We are going to be using boneless, skinless chicken thighs because they're so much more affordable than chicken breasts. Feel free to get any chicken that you want. I always like to shop budget conscious. You can check out how I grocery shop in this video, which I'll link to down below.
To prepare your chicken, start with dabbing it with a paper towel to get any of the excess water or fluids out from packaging. This also helps the egg batter stick better. Chop your chicken thighs into nugget-sized pieces. They don't have to be perfect, but try to make them about the same size so they cook evenly. Now, for the dry mix, I recommend using einkorn flour, and I'll explain why in just a sec. I'm also adding wheat bran, which is a great way to add a little extra fiber to these without your kids even noticing. The cornstarch adds a crispiness, and the baking powder causes air bubbles that give it a puffier crunch instead of a hard, dense shell. And then, of course, we're adding our seasonings, a little bit of salt, a little paprika, garlic powder, and some black pepper. Now mix those ingredients thoroughly. For the wet batter, start with whisking 1 egg and a drop of heavy cream. You can also use half and half or full fat milk. Transfer your raw chicken to a bowl and lightly dust with einkorn. So the reason I recommend einkorn as a nutritionist is because it's low in gluten, never been hybridized by modern agriculture practices, and has a lower glycemic index, so it won't spike your blood sugar as much as regular flour. Set up a small baking sheet lined with parchment paper and organize your ingredients, aka mise en place. This is your batter assembly line. Take a raw nugget, dip it in your wet batter, transfer it to your dry mix, coat evenly with your hands or a fork, and then transfer to your tray. You'll repeat this process until all of your nugs are good and ready to go. Your hands might get a little messy, but that's part of the fun.
This part is really important, especially if you want to air fry these. You want to give a nice egg wash on the top because that is going to give it that golden brown crispy chicken nugget look. However, if you are going to pan fry these, this is less necessary because the butter in the pan is going to give it that nice golden brown with that extra oil. But if you are looking to cut down on saturated fat from butter, then air frying is absolutely an incredible option. If you don't have a basting brush, get creative like I did. Any sort of paintbrush will do. I'm gonna take half of these and throw them in the air fryer, and then I'm gonna take the other half and I'm going to pan fry them in a cast iron skillet. So let's get cooking. I'm hungry.
I'm air frying these nugs at about 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 to 20-ish minutes. And while those are cooking, I'm going to start my pan fried batch. Melt a pat of butter over medium-high heat, then I'll add my nugs, let them brown for 4 to 5 minutes on each side until they reach temp, which for chicken is 165 degrees. My air fried batch is also done. Can you tell the difference between the two? We interrupt this program for a special edition of What Potato Are We Using for Our Fries? Is it a russet potato? Wrong. Sweet potato? Wrong. Japanese sweet potato? You guessed it. Let's start preparing our fries. My method for making sweet potato fries is fairly simple. Cut your sweet potato in half lengthwise, then cut each half into wedges. And then you are going to go back over those wedges with your knife and cut them one more time into a long and thick fry shape. Transfer your fries to a bowl and coat them with a generous drizzle of olive oil and salt. Don't skimp out on the salt. Then you're gonna add any seasonings you like. I use garlic powder, but onion powder works too. Use your hands to mix and bake in the oven for about 45 minutes at 425 degrees.
So while our sweet potato fries are in the oven cooking, I am going to show you how to make the simplest, most delicious homemade ketchup that you are going to want to keep in your fridge at all times. So we're gonna start with some tomato sauce. I'm just gonna pour it from the can. It's probably about 1/4 cup. And then we are going to add a teeny splash of vinegar just to thin it out and give it that like tangy tartness. And then we are gonna add our sweetness from the best maple syrup. About a tablespoon to start, and you can always add more. A little bit of garlic powder. Looks like ketchup, but does it taste like ketchup? Pretty dang close. I'm gonna add just a little bit more vinegar. So it's really important to taste as you go along when you're experimenting in the kitchen, and then you can decide, oh, this needs a little bit more acid, this needs a little bit more salt, maybe some sweetness. So this was just needing a little bit more tartness, and then I'm gonna add a little pinch of salt. Remember, you can always add more, but you can't take it away. Oh my God, that is literally perfect. I will put my recipe in the caption, so make sure you check it out. All right, our fries just came out of the oven. They are nice and hot. I plated them with my air fried nuggets and my homemade ketchup. So let's eat. So good. So much better than McDonald's. Oh my God. The Japanese sweet potato fries, so nice and crispy. I love. Dipped in the homemade ketchup. Oh my gosh. Anyone, and I mean anyone, can make this recipe. I hope you do. Have fun, play around. It's really hard to mess up. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna stop talking and eat my nugs and fries. See you next time.